45,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer each year in the UK, but information and advice about the disease can be conflicting.
Last week there was some Danish research which questioned the value of NHS screening, but today a study says it saves the lives of 2 women for every 1 who receives potentially unnecessary treatment.
Well, joining us now is Sarah Hyam from Cancer Research UK and Jayant, Vaidya, a consultant surgeon and breast cancer expert. Welcome to both of you. Sarah, can we first start with you? I mean, these new figures coming out today from this latest research, this in a way is good, isn't it? Because it will encourage people to come forward, but there have been conflicting surveys.
Yes, there have indeed. Research has been conflicted, but this latest study shows quite clearly that the benefits of screening outweigh the risks, and I think this is reassuring for women when they're trying to make decisions. What we need to remember, of course, is that detecting cancers earlier generally means improved survival, and we know through trials and through research that breast screening can save lives. Certainly, as you say, the research has been conflicting in the past, and I think women have had some difficult choices to make. But I hope that they will be reassured by this latest study.
Because just going back to the Danish research, there was a suggestion that too much screening can lead to over-treatment, effectively, and people having surgery when they don't need it, Jayant.
Yes. Breast cancer, or like many other cancers, is enigmatic in that everything that looks like a cancer under the microscope doesn't always grow. And this study actually has also reconfirmed that there is something called as overdiagnosis. That means there are women who have a cancer in the breast in which they manage to keep at bay without letting it grow.
When you say without letting it grow, in other words, you say that you don't need surgery on that?
You probably don't need surgery because we are finding it because we have done the screening. Now, how much we find is debatable, and this study has much lower estimate than previous estimates. About 10 times or 20 times lower. Now, whatever the number, women should know that there is this existence of overdiagnosis when they go for screening. And that is the plea that we are really making, is that when a woman goes for screening, she should know that, yes, there is a chance that they will find a cancer which may never have bothered me, but there is also a chance that my life might be saved. The interesting point for me, as a scientist and a surgeon, is that this just shows the overdiagnosis means there are cancers in women which look like cancers, but these women, or their bodies in some way, stop the cancer from growing.
Are coping with the cancer, and it never gets bigger.
Never gets big. What is it that they do? If we manage to find that, we'll find a cure for cancer.
Now, Sarah, around 1.5 million women, I understand, have screening every year in the UK. Now, there are still large numbers who never present themselves. I mean, and do you know why? Have you been able to establish why that is?
Well, what we do know is for a multitude of reasons. And I'm quite sure that conflicting reports in the press about the risks and benefits of screening may possibly play a part. We certainly know that women from lower socioeconomic backgrounds, so from poorer backgrounds, are less likely to come forward. So we're very, very keen to see clear and useful information so that women can indeed make their own choices. But this is a very complicated business, you know, really trying to understand all these studies and the variations between them and the different populations that are used at. It is quite confusing even for people in the business. So for your general woman on the street, it can be really quite tricky. So we're very pleased that the Breast Cancer Screening Service are looking to revise the information that's made available to women, and of course to tell them about the risks as well as the benefits. But it is clear that earlier detection of cancer saves lives, and we think that the breast screening programme is well worth it.
Therefore, Jayant, is it not worthwhile being screened, whatever the outcome? Even if you discover, as you say, this a cancer that is very small and will never grow, better to discover it so at least you know about it.
Well,
than not.
Do you really always want... We want to know for the sake of research, but women should make the decision herself.
But you won't know that until you're screened, will you?
No. Before you screen, if a woman knows that, yes, there is a chance that out of 40 days that I'm going to be found to have a cancer which may not cause me trouble, but I'll still go ahead and do it. She can make the decision. And I think women are intelligent to make that decision themselves at the age of 50.
Why would they not want to be screened, is my point?
Well, they may say, well, actually, I'm living a good lifestyle. My chance of me dying from breast cancer is 2%. Breast cancer screening will reduce it by about 0.5% more. If I go for screening, I may get an unnecessary diagnosis. That may be the reason why they don't go. But at the same point, they should realize that, in fact, if it saves lives in general, just like wearing a seatbelt, you can go ahead and do it. But seatbelt doesn't always cause cuts.
Sarah, do you want to just come back on that one?
I understand totally what's being said here, and I do totally agree that it's for women to make their own decisions, if indeed they feel, that that's what they want to do. But Cancer Research UK also knows that a large number of women really find this all quite complicated and confusing, and sometimes they like a credible source of information to which they can turn that says, on the whole, we've looked at all the evidence, and on balance, the benefits of breast screening outweigh the risks, so we would advise women to go forward.
I'm sorry, we do have to leave it there, but thank you both.
This is what we really need, a national proper debate and a final clear answer by NICE or someone like that to give an independent review of this is what the benefit is, this is the risks, and this is the reason. Okay. But there's a good research reportedly there.
Thank you very much.
Sarah, Jayant, thank you both.
Thank you.
The time is coming up to 7:45. This is Breakfast from BBC News. Let's update you with our main news this morning. Scotland and Northern Ireland have been battered by heavy gales and snow all overnight.